Hi, we will do for this tutorial the full games of cards. So it will be really interesting because we can see with the CSS also how we can do that. And we will use that for other game that we will create later, but this tutorial is only essential for the CSS. So actually we will do a nice game like this. And as you can see, there is a lot of things that we can see, a lot of details that we can already done with that. So as you already know, I have prepared maybe some image so that we can already use. So as you can see, we have the club, we have the diamond, we have the heart, and we have the spade. So it will be in SVG, so we can reuse that to create the card. And also we have the figure that we need, so they will be the king, the jack, sorry. We have also need the king, and we have also need the queen, and maybe the joker, but for the moment it's not essential for this 52 cards. So we can start. As you can see, I have created a new project with templates, and we will create a new component for the card. So we can start directly. So I propose that we generate a new component. So as you already know, you right click, Angular generator, and we will do a component here. You can do with the line command also with the ng-gc for the component, and after the name of the component that you want to give. So we will do that just the card here. So maybe we can say, yeah, the card it's really good. So we will give this name. After, don't forget to import that in the module also. So we will do the declaration. So we will do the card component here, so we can use it. And we can export, because if you do other module, you can use that in other module also. So this seems good. So we can go here and we can see, we can start already. So what we need is a reference image. So we will take this one, and we will just concentrate on one to have a better view on that. So we can see actually we can just cut this image here, and we can pass that in the paint, so we can use that in the paint. Of course we can put it here. Okay, this seems good. So we have some reference. So after we can take the weight and the height of this thing. So as you can see, it's a little bit not straight, so we will do with that. So we can see it will be 250, maybe, yeah, 50, so we can see. And for the height we have 390. Okay, so we can go for that. So I will create a CSS for that, so it will be there, the card. And we can put the white that we have mentioned before. So as you can see, it will be 250, and we have the height that we need also. Okay, it will be 390, for example. Okay, and we can put a background color just to see better. We can put the border radius also, because we know that it will be not straight, as you can see the border here. After, we can just display the image here, so we can put the card here like this, and we can close the brackets just like here. Okay, it seems okay. And we can put also the card component that we have created here. So we just apply here. Okay, we can see here. After, we need to create some enum and some interface, so we will do that just now. So we can create an enum, so I will create that in the card component directly, and we can give the name a card color here. We will put two colors, so it will be red 1, and we have a black for the 2. Actually, it can be also a boolean here because we have only 2 colors, but just if you need more color, it will be a good practice that you can do like this. And we have the card figure that we will use that here. So we will create also an enum for that, for the card figure. Okay, I will create all the figure that we can have. Okay, I have added all the figure that we can have. And after, in the TypeScript, I will declare some variable that we can use. First, to have a more easy, we will just do an enum here with the type of the enum. It will be accessible in the HTML if we do that. Control semicolon, and you can import the missing file here. Okay, seems correct. And after, we will create just an interface for the card. So I will give the name card. Okay, it will be exportable because we need that in other accessible in other component. So I have a figure, so it will be a card figure if you have see the enum, and we have also a color, so we can put the card color. Okay, seems good. After, it automatically imports, so this is correct. Okay, I will do our reference card here that we can put in the input, and it will be the card that we pass, so it will be an iCard here because it's the interface that we have created. Don't forget to put an I on the interface because it's naming convention by the developer, so it can be really good. If you don't do that, it will be okay, but it's better to do good practice. Okay, seems correct. And now we can test it in the app component. We can pass the ref card. For the moment, I don't have a ref card, but I will create just a card test so we can see the card test here. Okay, I will declare it a card test. So what it will be the interface that we have created. And we can initialize these things here. How I do that? It's just an object, so don't forget the bracket. So we call for you, the bracket is for an object, and the square bracket is for an array. So this is really essential to know that. So this is an object, so there is just one thing. If you have multiple things, it will be an array and it will be square brackets. So now I know there is some property that I must do. So I will give a color. So I will choose, for example, black, and we can see also we have a figure. So I can put another figure here. It will be, for example, the haze card. Okay, seems so correct. So we don't need that, we can remove that. And we can pass the card test as we can see here. This is seems good. After, what we need, it's some things to test if it's okay. The first thing that we can see if the object is good to pass. So what I do usually, I just do a pipe of JSON so I can see what I have inside the object. If you have any issue, you can see that directly. Okay. After, what we can do is just a test to see if the enum is correctly. So we can do like this. For example, I will test the ref card that we have here, the figure. It will be, for example, here, we can try this. We have the figure enum. So I have give the reference for the figure enum here, so we can take exactly the same. And I will take a figure that we have. So we have the ice card. So I will do that here. If it's that, we can say your card is an ace. Okay. And it seems correct because we have the figure 1. So now if I change here, I will put another card. I don't know. We can put like this. We put the 8. Normally we don't have the message anymore. So this is works correctly. Okay, we can start for the design. So we are in the most challenging part here. So what I see when I see the image, we have some columns. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns. And we have some rows also. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It depends maybe the cards, so maybe we can take another reference to see better. Okay, we can see on this image 1. Maybe it can be on the same row, so we can put 1, 2, 3, 4 for the middle, and 5 there. So it will be always a 5, the scenario that we can take. Okay, we will go for this, and if it's not correct, we will change that later. As you already know, I will use the display flex and all the advantage from here. What we need to do some row. So I will do some card row here. I recommend that you prefix your name inside with exactly the same name of the parent. Why? Because if you have other class, it can be also the mix here, so it will be better to know who is who, so it's better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this seems good. And after we can do the display flex here. Don't hesitate to use that when it's needed. So we have the card row. We will put some background color here in red, just for the exercise. And we can adjust some detail here now. Okay, the first thing that I do is to do some crazy color to see better how we can adjust this thing. So I go for the card row with 5 card row. And we have also, as you can see, a border and a background color. Okay, seems correct. So this is the first step. After the card row, we use also a display flex inside. And it will be, the flex direction will be a little bit different because it will be not anymore the column like we have seen here. It will be the row here. Okay, seems good. And after we can see what we have here. For this thing, this card, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cells that we can see here. So we can go here. How I do that? I just concentrate on the 2 extremity here. So it will be the number. Okay, we can do that also, that for the other. We can do the card number here, and what we have, we can put another color, I don't know, a crazy color here, and we can put a border also, just to see better what we have. Okay, seems good. Maybe something different, because we need something different here. Okay, I will put some white just to see better what we have, because it's really difficult to see without precision. And what we need also something in the middle, as you can see. We don't know what is this, so it will be a container here. So we can put some figure here, but we will put card figure container, for example. It's just an example, so just keep that simple for the moment, and after we can see better what we need. Okay, so here what we need, we can see we have the flex grow to 1, and we put another background color here to this thing. Seems correct. And as you can see, it's perfectly what we need here. Okay, seems correct. So now we need some precision that we can watch here better. The first thing that I will take, it will be just the white here. And as you can see, it will be 13. And we have a margin here, so we can respect also the margin. That will be 15 approximately. Okay, seems good. So we have a width of 13. What we have here, we have two number. So I will put the number that we have. So I will put a span here. I hope you are always following me. For the moment, we put that static. After we will put that dynamically. And after we have a figure that we have just below. Okay. So we need to prepare all the figures that we have for this thing. So I propose that we create a new component that it will be a figure of card figure, and with this one we can see what we need exactly. So I will create that here. Just right click here, new Angular generator, and the new component. And we will call that card figure here. Seems good. We can create it. Okay, don't forget to import this thing here. And we can put here. Okay, seems good. But there is a confusion, with the name, with the card figure, with the enum. So what we can do, we just rename the card figure with an enum with E, so it will be not more confusion. And every time we need that, we will just put the right thing with the E here, what we need. Okay, and we can put here. Okay, seems correct. So I have a fix in every file that we need for the card figure in here. And we can put the card figure component that we need. Okay, seems good. Now what we can do, we can just put the figure that we have just below. So how I do that? I just do the card figure that we have created. So it seems correct here. Okay, so we don't have access to that, so we must see why. So we have the card figure component. We can export that also. And we can see also the name that we have give. There is just a dash there. So we must do exactly the same thing here. So I recommend that you always, to debug, it's always more easy if you watch closely what you have. Okay, seems correct. We can put the dash here and we can put the dash here. Okay, as you can see, we have the text here. So now we will put some SVG that we have there. Okay, when you take the code of your SVG, just keep the essentials. It means the SVG open and the SVG close. If you have something else, you can just remove, because we don't need that. And keep this touchy. Just for your example, for this image, I have a lot of things that we don't need here. So we can remove that here. Okay, so next we can take another image. After we take the diamond, don't forget to take the same family of image, because if you take something from another family of themes, it will seem strange. So always be consistent also in the design. We will take, after the diamond, we can take the heart. Okay, we have the heart, and after we can take the spade. Okay, maybe you will ask to yourself why I must to inject the SVG and not to use the image in external. We can control by the CSS the color of the SVG. It's the really big advantage, because we don't need to duplicate that and to change the color. But feel free if you need to do that in external file, but this seems better like this, so you can control the color here. Okay, we can continue. We have already the figure enum, So we will reuse that here. So it seems really obvious. We can go here. Okay, seems good. And after we need, to define which sort of the card we need. Okay, we have the enum, for the card color, for the card figure here. But it doesn't mean the type of the card. So we need another enum for the type of the card. So we will create here another enum for the type of the card. So we can make a card type, for example. Okay. What we do, we don't have a lot of choice, so I will just enumerate the 4 choices. Okay, we have the 4 types. So we have the spade, the heart, the diamond, and the club here. Okay, seems good. After we can use that for the figure that we need. So I will use that here. So we can use the card type that we have defined here. So it will be really easy. I just do that and I can put the card type in them here. Okay, seems good. It will be for the comparison just after. And we can put an input here just for the type that we want to inject here. Okay, so it seems good. I will do here I just do the wrong thing, so I will just import here. Okay. So we can put type card input, and it will be a card type, of course. So it will be okay like this. Seems good. What we have, you cannot find because it will be small. Okay. So what we can do here, we can go here and we can make some comparison to see what we display in which case. So I will do just an if here in this case. If the type car is equal, and after we can put the comparison for the card type enum that we have here. Okay, so this is the club, so we can put the club here. And we can do exactly the same for the other. Okay, I've put the condition for the NGE for everything here. Now to test, we will do some entry here to see if it's correct. So I will do for my entry for the card configure. So it will be type card here. So this seems good. And after I can do here something. I will just do something to see if it's correct. So I will do just a test here. So it will be test type card. Okay, and we will do exactly the same that we have did before. So it will be card type here. Okay, seems good. And what we have here, we have an object with the interface. So what we need here is just to put if it's a spade of a diamond of I don't know. So we can put just like here. Okay, and just initialize the interface with a value, so it will be like this, and this is not an object, so we have directly the value here. Okay, normally we have the spade, but we must see why it doesn't work here. So the most easy is just to put this element here, so the reason it was not put here. So you see it works, so this seems really good. And we can do the same to see if every element is correct. We have the heart, the diamond, and the club. Okay, don't trust yourself. Always check if everything is okay. So we need some adjustment here. So I will take the card number, as you can see, and we have a spine inside, so I will do just something for the spine here. We can using the display flex just to align the element of. We can do the text align center here, but I will recommend that we use the display flex here. So it will be the display flex. The flex direction will be here. We can put the default one, and we can justify the content to the center here. Okay, and we can align the to the center. We can use the display flex here. Okay, as you can see, it's not right, but we will just mention that it's the align item here. Okay, so what we need to do just to fit with the column, so I will do the flex scroll here. Okay, so what we can do now, it's the font size. We can just do a font size a little bit bigger. We can do a font weight also more bold. So maybe we can put something like this. And we can put also the color here. Okay, we can do some adjustment for the styling here. As you can see, it will be bigger. So we can see for something bigger here also, maybe for 24 or 20. So we can see better here. Okay. So this is much bigger, so we can see, because it must fit, as you can see, almost the cell. So we can do for 24, for example, or maybe 28, I don't know. Yeah. Okay, seems good. And also what we have the color. So we have two color. We have the color for the red. So it means that the color will be red. And we have also the color for the black. So what I propose, it's something really standard. We will switch the color when it's needed. So for example, here we have the cart row. Oh, this seems correct. But when we need, for example, for the span, we need to adjust once it will be the correct color here. For the cart number span, we can do like this. We can put a class with the name of the class that we want to put. So it will be the color here. So the color, it's exactly what we have a reference here. So it will be red or black, it depends what we have. We have two classes, we have two conditions, so having the best is we can use the ng class. Okay, we create the ng class with the condition, the two for the red and the other one for the black. We just use the enum that we have declared just behind. So after, to see if it's correct, we will just change the red to black to see if it's switching the color. As you can see, it works good. Okay, we are switching the color. So now what we need to complete the design here. We need to see for the color of the element that we want to adjust. So we have the type card. We have passed the test type card, but now we need to use the real figure that we want to put. So it will be a spade, diamond, heart, or club. So we miss an important information in the card. It will be the type of the card here. So we can add here the type of the card. Okay, seems correct. And now when we declare it, we must see which type of card is it. We will see, for example, it's at the club. Okay, so now when we have this card, we can pass the type that we have put here. Okay, so now we must understand why there is no image, so we will see that just after. And we need also to pass a color, so the color, it will be really easy because it's you know what we have a pass for the ref card color. Okay, we will do some adjustment now. Okay, I need some adjustment, so I have create the card small figure just on the class on the component. We have the height and the width, the display flex and the flex grow, and after on the card number I put the flex direction, the justify content, the align item center, just to be in the same position here. Okay, we must see why there is a space. You can see that better if you do an inspect on the element. It's exactly what I'm doing. And I've seen the flex grow, it's there, but we don't need that in fact. So as you can see, it's better if we remove the flex grow. And also we can adjust with the justified container with the flex start. Okay, seems correct like this. So I will do the adjustment in the CSS now. Okay, I'm making some adjustments. So I have taken the card number, I put the white with 54, and after I increase the font size also to be more like in this way, as you can see here. After we are almost good here, so we can continue for the figure. So what we can do exactly the same to do the figure on the right and on the left. So to do the same on the left, it's just a mirror. So what we do, we just copy what we have here, and we can do exactly the same below. Okay, seems okay. I will just put the real number that we have in the card, because normally it must be the figure that we have. So it will be okay, because it will be a number. If it's more than the number, after we make some condition, you know, to see what we have after. But for the moment, we just keep that simple. So if we check here, I have put the number 8. But if I put normally another number here, I will put the 5, for example, we will have the 5 here. Okay, we can go for the 8. Okay, seems correct. So now we can move further. Now, as you can see, we have the two figure here. So we will do exactly the same here to have the figure there on the two sides. Okay, I have just with a div on the middle with the card figure middle. And after, what we can do, it's just with the flex, we can put the flex from the start. So for the first tag, we put that on the left. And for the justify content, we can put that on the end. So to be precise, we can do the flex start here, and we can do the flex end here for the last. As you can see in the middle, it will be grow. Okay, we need something to adjust the size, because actually the figure is too small. So we will do something to put a size on the element for the figure. So it will be a number, and we can put that on 20, for example. So I go here, I take this size, and we can adjust the size here. So we can do something for the white. So we will try that. So I will do the white here, and I do the pixel for 20, and we can do the same for the 8. I think it will be exactly the same, so I will do a div on the parent. Okay, for the size, we will just put the size here, like an input, and after we can manipulate the white with the pixel, with the bracket style, white pixel, and after the variable I do exactly the same for the other, and we can have like this. After, it means when I have my card here, I can do something other for the other figure here. So how I can do that? I just pass the size here, and you can change the size to something else. So I will put maybe something bigger. As you can see, I can adjust that there also. Okay, we need some adjustment. Okay, we go further. So for the small figure, I just put the justify content to the center and the line item to the center also. So we are in a good shape. As you can see, we are just a little bit on the top, so we will just adjust that, and there is a little bit less space on there, so we can adjust that also. And we have also some merging, but seems correct here. Okay, we can adjust that. Okay, we move into direction. There is the card number in -10, and we have the magic top for the card we can contain to the magic top 10 to do the opposite direction, as you can see here. Okay, we are good. So now we can go further for the middle here. I just remove the magic top and we are arrived to that. Okay, it's always good to have a reference like this one, as you can see. So in the middle we are in the opposite direction, so we will do exactly the same in the mirror. Okay, I just duplicate the two rows that we have on the top. To have exactly the same thing, I just duplicate what we have on the top, and we just put the card number empty, just to have the same space. We can do the mirror just with the CSS. As you can see, it will be flipped. I just create the CSS here, and for the flip vertically, it will be the scale 1 and -1. The other directive, it will be for the other browser. Okay, seems correct. Now we can do the same for the other element that we have here. I just duplicate the row that we have created before, and we have put the flip vertically. After, I will do the same for the top. When you don't know where you are, you can click here and you can see the end tag. Normally when you go here, you can see directly that it's concerned this one. So this seems really good. And after, I just apply the flip vertically. Okay, seems correct. Okay, we need to see the difference with the card with 10. With the card of 10, we have the row here that is more on the top than here. So we must see where we can add it. So what I will do, I will just take the row that we have here in the first position, and I will try to duplicate that below. So it's the second row, and it will be the third row normally, before the vertically position. Okay. What we don't need, it will be the number. So we can remove all the things about the number here. So this is the part that we don't need. So I can see exactly it's finished here. So I remove. But I can keep that empty just to have a spacer here. Okay. And we can do exactly the same for below. So I go below and I can remove all this, the things that we don't need here. Okay, seems good. I will exchange a little bit the things. So I will remove the 8 and we can use the padding instead. So as you can see, we have a padding here, so we can put exactly the same here. So it will be 16 that we can put everywhere. Just to test, I will do that here, so we can see exactly what we have. Okay, seems really good. So we can go here, we can remove the 8, and we can put instead the padding here. Okay, the things that we must pay attention, it's other small things that we can adjust. So we can remove the space that we don't need. Okay, we need some spaces, so I have made some adjustment to be more fitting like the image. So I have reduced some white, some margin, and I try to use that the more flexible when it can. Okay, don't forget the middle, it will be exactly the symmetry vertically. So this is something really important to know. Okay, this is seems really challenging, so we can continue. I will just maybe do a replication for another card now. We can take the number 1 to see if it's okay. Okay, what I do, I just replicate the variable and change here, and we can change to the ice card, and to we can keep this symbol here for the club. As you can see, it doesn't fit, so we must do the changes here to fit with the ice. I have kept the padding, and I have adjusted a little bit. So I have put the 8 again, and I have used the flex scroll for the card row to be fit more with when you don't have a row. So we can continue like this. Also, we can use the ngIf to show or not to show some row. Depends on the context, so we will see there. For the moment it's simple, but when it becomes complicated with the ngIf, we can use a method to see better. So we will see what we will do after. Okay, with the flex grow it really seems good, so as you can see it will fit. We have just no problem for the row, so we will just align that better vertically. Finally, I decided to move to 50, so it seems really good. So we have the design here, so we will do some adjustment for the cards that we need. Okay, so for the first, we need just one symbol, so we will keep just one symbol here. Okay, I remove all that we don't need, and after we can replace the one by A. Okay, I have created a method. It will be value card. Instead, to pass directly the property of the object, we will pass by a method, and after the method we return the correct value. So for example, for the A's, you will return A. If it's G for Jack, and Q for Queen, and K for King, so it will be just the first letter, so we can return that. Okay, seems good. So we have the first. After we need to see with the other card what we have. So what we'll do, we will check for the second card. Okay, how we can see better. I have created in the app component the card test. It will be an array of iCard, and we will test only the 13 cards for one series. Here it will be the club kind of card, but we can do also the test for the other. But We can first start with this one because it seems good. And also what we do, we put in array, so we declare it the array, and after we do a push to put that in an array. And after we iterate in this array with the ng4, and we retrieve each element with the let, and after we pass that to the component children. So as you can see, we have all the cards, so now we can check if everything is fine. So as I can confirm, the first is really good, the ace is good. Okay, we can start for the other. It will be the 2. The 2, it will be that. So we must do some adjustment. So in the first row, we need just one item and not multiple items. So we will do that now. Okay, I have put some condition, and now I have just moved a little bit on the top. So with the margin top, as you can see, for the card figure middle. And after we have the second card. The second card seems good, so we can see here. Okay, we can start for the third. Okay, for the flip vertical, it's also horizontal, so I put -1 for the x and the y axis, so it will be in the 2 direction. As you can see, it's better. After for the 3, we have also adjust to display only 3 elements when it's needed, so it will give that. Okay, so we must keep in memory that everything must be good also for the previous card. Okay, we can go for the 4. So we can continue. We were at the 4, so now we can see for the 5. So the 4 seems in a good shape, as you can see, and we can start for the 5. I've made some adjustment with the margin top, so I've created a margin top 0, so I can cancel when it's not needed in some places. If you want to see better, you can inspect some property that I've added the margin top 0 directly there. So you can see I've had it here, I've had it here, I have to add that in some place. Okay, we can see for the 5. What we have for the 5, we have the same thing than the 4, but just the middle. So we can go. Okay, for the 5 we are good, so as you can see, so it seems okay. Now we can see for the 6. So just to let you confirm, the 5 is okay. So now we can go for this one, for the 6. So we can analyze and we can see better what we have. Okay, for the 6, I just make some adjustment. As you can see, with the display flex, it's really nice because we can go for faster than if we just use the normal CSS without the flex. Okay, we have for the 6. Now, as you can see, it seems fitting. And now we can go for the 7. Okay, the 7 seems good, so as you can see, it's there. Okay, we can go for the 8. Okay, the 8, it was just one line. As you can see, we are good here. If you are not sure, you can just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It will be the same here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we are good. So we can check for the 9 now. Okay, for the 9 it seems correct, as you can see here. So now we can go for the 10. The 10 seems perfect, except maybe the size of the letter that we can just change a little bit now. So we can see for the font size to a little bit reduce that where it was used here. We can try for 50 to see. Okay, we can go maybe a little bit below. Okay, a little bit. Okay, maybe it's too much, so I will try another way. Okay, for this problem I have used the font size, the letter spacing negative, and also the transform with the scale X. As you can see, it's much better, and now we have all the number that we need. After we can see for the figure card with the jack, the queen, and the king. Okay, to simplify the problem, I just create an ng container for the figure, so it means for the queen, for the king, and for the jack, so it will be this place. After I have just put, as you can see, the number that we have, the class number that we have on the left and the right, and on the middle we can place the image contain the figure, so it will be the step that we can do. I have had some condition also to display only some div or class that we need. Okay, we can go for the figure. Okay, to simplify some aspect, I'll just put the picture in the car figure. The SVG is there, but normally it's not a good best practice. What you can do is to put that in the assets, and you can retrieve the element by there, but I'm on the application online, so I prefer to do that like this. And don't forget to remove the width and the height from the SVG, because after you can manipulate that by here. You can put a class like I've put here, and after you can put the display flex on this. I will just rename the card to figure, because it's not related to only to that. It can be every figure that we can do that. So I will just put like this in this way. We must just pay attention if I don't have a put, or have put already the name, so maybe we must check if it's not already used somewhere. Yeah, yeah, it's not used, so this is seems good. Okay, what we can do now is remove all the border and all the color that we have put to see if we are in a good shape here. Okay, I have removed all the color. As you can see, it's really good. Now what we can do is just put on the figure just a border there, so we can put like this to this way. I will be not too strong, so we can see if it's correct. Okay, as you can see, it seems good. Maybe a little bit more strong, but not too much, so we can do like this. Okay, seems good, because I don't want to pronunciate that too much. And after we can do a nice shadow for the card here. Okay, this shadow seems really good, so I put a box shadow on the card here. After we can see for the other card of the game, I will just duplicate some card to see what we have. Okay, I have inserted all the different sort of cards that we can have. We must check if the color is correct now. As you can see, for the diamond, it will be red, and the color of the letter are not red, so I will change that now. Okay, it's fixed, so I just change the color here with the color that we have defined. Be the more flexible as you can, because if you are not flexible, it can be complicated after. After we have the heart must be also red, so we can do the same that I did before. Okay, it seems really good. The last thing that I want to change is just the color of the image that we have here. If it's red, it must be red, and for the other it will be good. Okay, we can do that. To change the color, we have the card color enum that we can pass in enum behind, and we can put the attribute field with some condition to see if the color can switch here. So we will do that here for the check, and after we can do that for the other figure. Okay, we have finish, so we can see here we have all the cards. We have also the design that we wanted for the color to be adjusted with the color of the type of the card. So the tutorial is finished, so I hope you have enjoyed and you have discovered a lot of things, so you can try to do by yourself also. And we will use this game of card for real game later. So this tutorial cover only for the aesthetic part and for the CSS. Also, you can adapt because we have only two colors here, the black and the red, so a boolean can be really enough, but we will do that just if we need more color, like for the Uno, for example, you have more color, so it can be a good example here. So try your application really precise with a module, with component, divide the things, be structural, or create an enum like you can. Also avoid to use some condition with a number because it's really hard to read. And yeah, so this is a really fast tutorial, so we can improve the code, of course. We can externalize the image. We can do some condition with enum. Instead of a number, we can use really the type of the enum, but it's to go faster that I'm using that. But if you are in a professional framework, it's better to avoid to use this the fastest way. But you are conscious of that, so I think it will be really good if you can practical this thing, and you can use the good directive to be in the good shape. So I wish you a good day of a good night. It depends the situation, and thank you to follow me. Bye.